Welcome to Vampire Masquerade, Coteries of New York, episode 17, and last night we had some paparazzi problems. Welcome, I'm King Priam by night and we're playing Thane the Toreador. Last night we helped Sophie Langley to get rid of a paparazzi, a reporter that was too nosy for his own good. And let's see what the night brings us more. Let's go with Faith and Myth. Just check our background and see what the churches tell about vampires. And maybe see if we're religious or maybe get some salvation in the cross. You haven't been to a church since you became a vampire, or kindred as the euphemism goes. You had to focus on concrete, practical things like survival and feeding. You learn the essential of the vampire experience, but you don't really have a clear idea of what it all means. The Cathedral of St.John the Divine is a New York landmark. You've been inside once before, when you were much younger. You marveled at its Gothic facade. Looking at it now from across the street, it felt ominous. The prospect of an anonymous invitation to a secret meeting is a worrying one, but the venue is well chosen. It's hard to imagine a violent attack in a place like this, with eyes everywhere. You enter the cathedral discreetly. You quickly learn this is an essential skill for a vampire, how to move without anyone noticing you. The full force of the cathedral's architecture hits you as you walk between the pews. If the architect meant to create the feeling of being small in the face of God's glory, mission accomplished. Based on the note, you're assuming that whoever you're meeting is somewhere in the front. As you step closer to the high altar, it feels as if something is dragging at your feet, as if the stone beneath you resisted your movement. So, how God's still listening to you? Satanic creatures, religion is superstition. Does God still listen to you? Let's go with that one. It's been a long time since you prayed. You wonder whether God listened to creatures like you. Fatalistically, you take a step, then another. You're not sure if your God is present in this cathedral, but perhaps it doesn't matter. What you feel is real enough. There's an old man sitting in the front. You see only the back of his head, bowed down in silent prayer. Your footsteps echo on the floor and he turns to look at you. You can't take your eyes off him. He's tall, dignified, white hair balding, a few strands escaping to the sides. He's wearing glasses and a simple clerical clothing. His eyes is warm and pale, too kind for someone like you. Something is wrong. You feel heavy, as if a giant hand was pressing you down. The skin on your face is burning. Perhaps, unconsciously, you expected something like this, as a vampire walking into a cathedral. Only it's not the building or God making you feel like you're burning alive. It's the man, the priest. Welcome, my child. The priest's tone is kind, but the rising panic inside is telling you that kindness is not for the likes of you. Confront the priest or run away? Let's confront him and see how he's doing this. The only way to understand these painful feelings is to push forward and confront the priest. As you step closer to the priest, panic rises inside you. The emotions are hard to control. Fear, anger, pain, all trying to wrestle in different directions, away. Can I help you? Are you okay? The priest talks to you like he would a lost vagrant who has chosen to enter the house of God. How are you doing this? Please, it hurts. I'm sorry, Father. I'm so sorry. Let's not break the masquerade too much. Let's pick this one. Please, it hurts. Please, it hurts. Sit down and tell me what's wrong. is simply too much. You mutter something incoherent in reply. You don't sound like a vampire, an undead being made powerful by immortal blood. You're just another sad, confused, lost soul. You turn around and stagger away, only feeling like yourself once you're back on the streets outside. You stand on the sidewalk, confused and scared. No enemies seem to be attacking you. The priest didn't follow you. The night air is wet with the smells of the city, the same as every night. How did it feel? You look at the man speaking to you. He's well dressed, if a little archaic. Dark-haired, handsome, like a character from an old movie. He smiles as if he knows something you don't. You glance around. There are people on the streets. You don't appear to be immediate danger. Who the fuck are you? Did you do this to me? Why does it hurt so much? Yeah, let's go with this one and see if we can explain the feelings we are feeling. Why does it hurt so much? That's the question I wanted to talk to you about. Let me introduce myself. My name is Benoit Segal. We share many things in common even if you don't know me. Benoit offers his hand to you. You shake your hands. You refuse, glaring at him. As I have always said, the discipline never fails us. Let's take the Auspic's example. Benoit is a vampire, that much is clear. He is using his blood to simulate the function of a living body, but the rhythm of his heartbeat reveals its artificial nature. Would you mind sitting with me for a moment? Benoit points to a park bench nearby, in darkness because of a broken streetlight. Wary, you decide to follow him. All an enemy totally unconcerned with the Masquerade would attack you here. Benoit sits down and you follow suit. For a moment you both contemplate the cathedral in silence. I know how it feels, what you just felt. I have experienced it myself many times. For a moment you consider how to respond. It's clear that Benoit sent the invitation to come here and orchestrate this little setup. Why did you invite me? Did you try to get me killed? I feel like punching you. Yeah, I think I will go with this one. We have been a little brutish the last night. Let's continue that streak. I'm thinking of hitting you in the face. Do I have a reason not to? You'll have to decide that for yourself. Let's talk a while, and if you still feel violent, I'll let you take a punch on me. I wanted you to meet Father Anthony, or see him, experience him. Did you wonder why it felt like that? It was the priest. Is it a supernatural power? Does it matter? Yeah, this sounds the most interesting option. Is it a supernatural power? Was it some kind of supernatural power? No, not at all. I don't think so. It's his fate that makes you feel like that. He's safe in his belief while you're one of the damned. Do you ever wonder what the role of a vampire is in God's creation? You stop to think. Of course you wonder what this is all about. Whether it's about God or nature. You don't really know what being a vampire means. That's the trouble with the Masquerade. A human faced with a human problem can go online and find something that helps. You can't. The Masquerade means that everything there is to know about your condition is secret, hidden away. You're left relying on the unreliable opinions of people like Benoit. Suddenly Benoit takes your hand and presses it against his chest. As he stares into your eyes, you feel his heart stop. My heart no longer beats, yet I move, I talk. Is that how good God intended us to be? There's a natural explanation. No, can't be. Let me go. There's a natural explanation. Whoa, I don't believe in supernatural. There's a natural explanation for all of this. We just don't know it. Maybe there is, I don't know either. But I know that Father Anthony, faith is real. Sometimes I'm skeptical too, but in Father Anthony's presence I know faith is real. I know it because it hurts so much. But perhaps you have a questions about fate and our kind? Yes, what are we? How do you know any of these stories are true? We know we're vampires, so these questions are kind of weird, ridiculous. So let's go with the middle one. How do you know any of these stories are true? How do you know any of these stories are true? I don't. How could I know? This is what fate is. You have to believe something. Good and evil, right and wrong, love and hate. I believe we are damned, and I also believe that there is always hope, grace. Father Anthony's fate showed me the way. It's so easy for us to lose ourselves in morass of occult speculation. Some of our kind revere Cain, others Lilith. Many in Camarilla place their faith in the invisible guidance of the Methuselahs, who are supposed to watch over us. Yet I wonder how much that really matters when compared to the character of a good man. Did I come here just to talk about religion? This is a lot to take in. These are just crazy vampire stories. Well, this is a lot to take in. This is a lot to take in, all these myths. Hard to know what to believe. I know, it's overwhelming. It was for me when I first met Father Anthony. I know there are others like him, whose faith shines like a beacon. Priests, old ladies, children. Anyone can have that conviction inside of them. I have to go. This is too much. I have to pray for guidance. Well, it's kind of a lot. This is too much. You expect me to go along with all this insanity? Benoit nods patiently. Let's meet again in a few nights, here at the cathedral. We can talk more after you thought it through. You leave Benoit sitting in the shadows of the cathedral, contemplating what lies within. It would be easier to ignore his words without the reality of what you experience. Father Anthony was holy. You know it to be true, but what does that mean? Well, God is real, or at least faith is real and kind of hurt us. Let's rest for this day and await another night. You come back to your haven after a long night out. Right before you open the door, you notice something strange. The sound of the television is coming from your apartment. Mad Men, if you're not mistaken. You open the door and carefully peek in. A young, disheveled woman is curled up on your sofa. She has a blanket pulled on top of her and seems very comfortable. Next to her lies an obvious, unconscious, preppy woman. Oh, you're home! The woman reaches for the remote, puts Mad Men on pause. You weren't home, so I started without you. You know, Netflix and chill. Join me. There's a space on the sofa. I brought us a snack. You enjoyed it the last time. The woman points lazily to the unconscious girl. Oh, I forgot. My name is Adelaide. Adelaide Davis. I like you a lot. Help yourself and settle in. Let her down gently. Feeding opportunity. Netflix and chill. Ask her to leave. Well, she haven't hurt us thus far, and her last snack was quite okay, even when she appeared from nowhere. So let's Netflix and chill. Adelaide made space on the sofa as you sit down between her and the unconscious mortal. You lean to drink from the girl as Adelaide used the remote to turn Mad Men back on. The girl moans sleepily as you drink from her, but doesn't wake. Her blood tastes pleasant and unhurried, a far cry from the adrenaline of blood you get by hunting a victim who knows you're coming. As you lick the girl's wound close, sit back on the sofa, Adelaide lies down and rests her head in your lap. Isn't this nice? I've missed this. I've always liked Mad Men. Can I kiss you? Kind of forthcoming and kind of like I miss this, yeah. Other mortals, my old life maybe. But I always liked Mad Men. I always liked Mad Men. Me too, it reminds me of another life long ago, even if it wasn't quite like it is on the show. I remember more blood and screaming. You watched the show together, taking small sips from the human every now and then. You didn't know vampires could spend time like this. The door to your apartment opens, your mind is elsewhere and you react slowly. Sophie strides into your living room. She has a key to your haven and never bothers to knock, of course. You're checking up with Adelaide Davies, the scourge of Snug Harbor in the flesh. This is a new low for you, fledgling. I'm embarrassed for you, really. Perhaps I should not be surprised. It's not what it looked like. Come on, Sophie, let me have this. Adelaide, you better go. Adelaide, you better go. Adelaide, you better go. Adelaide glances at Sophie and gives you a quick kiss on the cheek. Sophie sighs. Adelaide leaves the room, makes sure to give a wide berth to Sophie as possible. Sophie waits for the door of the apartment to close before she speaks. The clan of the moon. Did I not advise caution when dealing with them? As you watch, Sophie makes a phone call. 10 minutes later, 2 of her servants arrive to remove the unconscious girl sprawled on your sofa. You clearly need my help. It won't happen tonight, but let me see if I can resolve your stalker problem for real. You're left to wonder what Sophie means by that as she leaves your haven. Sophie requests your presence tonight, and it seems urgent. You find her already waiting for you and clearly pondering something. It takes a few minutes of awkward silence before she speaks. I require your assistance, Thane. There is a matter of great importance that I need you to ask you to resolve for me. You will find what I'm about to say surprising, I'm sure, but I need you to hear me out. I need you to contact an important anarch figure in New York City and arrange a meeting for us. Aren't meetings with anarchs forbidden? I'll be setting a trap, right? What business do you have meeting anarchs? Let's go with the first one and see how she responds. Wait, I'm pretty sure we're not supposed to meet with anarchs. We're at war, right? The prince does look unfavorable on those who meet with the anarchs, that much is true. You'll find that with this, as with many other things, the Camarilla policies have more than their share of hypocrisy inherent in them. It comes hand in hand with using medieval power structure. What we are forbidden to do, the prince may do willingly. Some of these things can be done in the open, while others are kept secret as to not invite discord and discontent. I need to contact a man named Torque. He is an influential member of the movement and, like most of them, very suspicious of the Camarilla. That's why I'm sending you to extend my invitation. How do I know he'll talk to me? Why me? Why not go yourself? What are you scheming? This option is quite obvious, I think. She can't be seen with an anarch, but a new vampire might. Let's go with the first one. How do I know he'll talk to me? How do I know he'll even talk to me? He won't, not yet anyway. You need to start further down the chain and with the right story to spin. From my limited source adjacent to the movement, I've gathered that your best chance to speak to Torque is to first meet with his right-hand woman, Mia. She's a regular at a club called the Leech Pit. I think it would be best if you presented yourself as an anarch hopefully, a fledgling looking for a place of belonging. Only after you talk to Torque directly should you mention my name and the meeting. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know, it sounds risky. Lying to them won't make them trust me. Conundrum. Let's go with this one. I don't think that's the right approach. Lying to them won't make them trust me. When they find out the truth, they won't be happy or eager to work with us. That might be true, but if you tell me outright that I sent you, she's likely to cut you off. She hates our sect, and it will be difficult to make her listen to reason. After tonight, I suggest that we do not speak of this again until you arrange the meeting. There are many who would jump at the chance to use this against us. With Kaiser, you have proven you can get the job done, even if it requires additional legwork. I trust you to deal with this task as quickly and covertly as possible. Forgive me, but that's all the time I can spare tonight. What I'm asking for you is just part of a bigger whole. Trust me, it will all be worth it. I'll do my best. It better be. I'm risking my neck here. I haven't agreed to this yet. Well, she kind of takes care of us, and we kind of learn by the ropes and kind of take care of her, so I'll do my best. Okay, I do my best. I know you will. Check with Gregory for the address of the leech pit. Have me introduce you to Torque. When she does, tell him I wish to meet. Let him pick the time and place, but let it be soon. If he proves to be guarded, tell him I have something that will help him gather allies against Boss Callahan. That should pique his interest. Good luck, and obvious, not a word about this to anyone else, not even any new friends you might have made in recent nights. This stays between us. The way she says that final sentence suggests a not-so-veiled threat, but her warm smile belies that impression. You want her to keep trusting you. You wouldn't want to disappoint her. Gregory gives you the address. The club is in Brooklyn. Apparently it's some kind of heavy metal bar with a dedicated concert space. Time to pay this Mia a visit. The place is teeming with people tonight. You arrive in the middle of a concert. The music is loud, almost deafening, and it takes you a while to get used to it. And I think this is a good place to end tonight's episode. And if you liked what you saw, trigger like below and follow for more content like this. And I see you next time.